Good morning. I'm here today just to give you a quick update on the Flexible Furlough Scheme. So Simon and I earlier this week did a webinar for you about the updates that have come about from the furlough scheme changes. However, in the last few days, there have been updates to the scheme, the guidance. We've had more questions and more time to go through it in more detail, and we've had a few queries come through. So I'm just going to go through a few extra points and provide a bit of clarity. So the first one is about the furlough period. So if someone has been furloughed previously, they can be furloughed July, August, September, October times. However, if somebody has not completed a full 3-week furlough period by the 30th of June, they cannot be furloughed in July, August, September, October. However, just a little caveat on this. If, for example, you furloughed somebody on the 22nd of June, they do still need to carry out a 3-week furlough period before they can go on the new scheme. So if you furloughed someone on the 22nd of June, they need to be furloughed until the 12th of July, so not working at all. And then after the 12th of July, you can choose to use the flexible furlough with them. So that's point number one. The second point is about the claim lengths. So in July, there is a minimum claim period of 7 days. So you can only furlough for a minimum period of 7 days, so 1 week. The caveat to that one slightly is that if it's the beginning or the end of the month, because if, for example, you've got the 30th of June falls on a Tuesday, you've got a few days at the beginning of July that aren't quite a full week. So you can do those as a separate period, but then it needs to be done weekly. So, or a minimum weekly. You could do monthly, for example, but the minimum period is 1 week. So that's the next point, just to clarify. The final one, in the original webinar, we were discussing about doing the furlough claims on days. However, there is now, going into it in more detail, hours can now be done and should now be done. So what this means, and obviously this varies depending if you're fixed or if you're variable. So let's do the fixed hours first, because this one's easier. So let's start nice and easy. So when you've got somebody who is on a fixed contract who you want to furlough, so you could potentially furlough someone for an hour on a Monday, 2 hours on a Tuesday, 3 hours on a Wednesday, 1 hour on a Thursday, etc., etc. Instead of looking at the days, you want to look at the hours. So for a fixed hour employee, what you want to do is you want to look at how many usual hours they work. So it's called usual hours. So let's say somebody usually works 37.5 hours a week, and you are furloughing them for 12 hours, let's say, in that week. So your claim would have 12 hours divided by 37.5 hours to get the pro rata on your claim. So the furloughed hours divided by the usual normal hours that occur. So that's for fixed. Variable, as you can imagine, is a little bit more fun. So variable, what you need to do, you need to look at their hours from last year. So you look at their usual working hours from the last year and compare it to their working hours this year. So let's just say that it was the week of the 7th of July. If they worked 20 hours in that week last year, but this year they're only working 10, then they're 10 hours short of what they did last year. So technically we could say they've been furloughed for 10 hours, and therefore there is a 10-hour claim there, so 10 over 20 claim. However, there are lots and lots and lots of complications on the furlough on the hours, especially for variable. It depends on whether they're weekly, monthly, how long they've been employed with you, where the weeks fall, because the weeks will obviously differ on payroll weeks from last year. So there's lots and lots of complications. So that's just a very simplistic way of putting it. But if you need any particular help on a particular instance, then please do get in touch with us. So you can give us a call on 01733 371 180. You can go to our website, www.greenstones.co.uk, or you can email me, nicola@greenstones.co.uk. So if you've got any queries on anything furlough, just drop me an email or pick up the phone, and of course we would be delighted to help you. Thanks very much. Have a great day.